Hello, it's Vincent here, and I would like to welcome you back to my YouTube channel, and basically welcome you back to the kind of what I hope to kind of be the hub of the path of Sinisterism. Now, I kind of had a big, long-winded video planned, and I'm sure, to be honest, it's still going to be. But I actually have plans coming up here soon. It's kind of late at night, it's, 8 o'clock, so I'm gonna make sure it's a concise video and a good video, but make sure it's not too long. So, basically what I wanted to do is I wanted to expand on a topic that is not only did I kind of touch upon briefly in a blog post, which I'll link in the description or whatever, but also that is very instrumental to my definition of Sinisterism and what Sinisterism is. And that is the concept that I like to call it. You can call it many different things. You can call it the all. You could call it abyss or the abyss. Those are the two terms that I basically use interchangeably for this concept. And what this concept is basically the concept that the world really is concepts, information, ideas, and all of it is there basically to be interpreted and to be looked at differently depending on who's looking at it. And of course, not only does this relate to life, so the meaning of life, what that would mean for somebody else, obviously it's wildly different. Values, morals, it's not just that, but it's also how it relates to the left-hand path. So the all or the abyss concept in Sinisterism is it's both. It's how it relates to the left-hand path, and then how it relates to just life as a whole. And so, I guess because it's kind of a deep topic, to get started, I'll give an example. I am not a LaVeyan Satanist. It is not a path that I find 100% fulfilling. There are many parts of it, both in the past and currently, that I don't align with, and it's just not something that I could ever fully grasp. It's just not something that I would ever want to be. Like, I'm a card-carrying member of the Church of Satan, I would just never do that. But I like Magus Peter Gilmore's music very much. I like the Satanic Bible. I think it's a good book. And I can appreciate LaVey and, who he was and stuff like that. There's a lot of aspects of him I don't like, and there's a lot of aspects of the Church of Satan I don't like. But I could look at it and go, okay, I like that they do this, or I like that they do that. And me saying that does not mean that I'm adapting what the Church of Satan does, because I don't really adapt anything at this point what the Church of Satan does, but even if I did, that'd be okay, because it's all synthesized throughout my own being, which is the whole sort of, it really is the path of Sinisterism. Sorry about that, I had to tend to something. So, that really is the path of Sinisterism, is taking things and literally filtering it. It's funny, my brother, he has this expression where he'll say, some things are like, a filter on a picture, meaning the picture is the same, but the filter that you put over it, is different, and that can be many different things, whether it's interpreting music, or interpreting a piece of literature or something like that. The filter that gets put on it kind of brings it to a different place. And with the left-hand path, that's really the kind of goal of Sinisterism, is to take whatever it is that you like and almost kind of take it out of its original context and bring it into your own contextual, situation, whatever that is, whatever rituals you're doing, whatever philosophy you're bringing together. And so that's the kind of the great part about Sinisterism, is that it's a philosophy of making your own philosophy. That's the thing, and that's why the word, in my opinion, of Sinisterism, the sort of the word of it would be interpretation, and it would be Sinistra Arcana. Now, Sinistra Arcana comes from the Latin word sinistra, which meant left. Now, of course, sinistra became sinister. Now, the symbolism, like I've said in the previous video, is right there. It just sort of, it screams like, and it did to me, certainly, and that's why the kind of the sinister current, the sinister, force really has always related to me, and it's just something that once I heard, Thomas Leroy from the Sect of the Horn God, basically presented that term to me, it really, resonated with me, and I always knew that there had to have been a word for what this is, and I just knew that I had to, delve into it, and really try to bring something out of the darkness into light, to be brought, into darkness once again. So, another way that this would be applied is for rituals. So, for example, obviously, recently, maybe it's not so obvious, but recently I uploaded a blog post and a video describing my basically sinisterized version of the lesser ritual of the pentagram, which of course I deemed the ritual of the adversarial / infernal pentagram. And so this is me looking at an old, extremely traditional ritual utilized by the Golden Dawn, of course, taught by Aleister Crowley in his AA and OTO. I'm almost positive it may have been that he only taught it in one or the other. I know he taught it in AA, though. Point being, I appreciate Crowley 100%, totally. But again, I don't really have any use for, Golden Dawn ritualism or anything like that. It's just not something that I have I have no need for. But again, I could take that and go, well, I really like the structure. I like the idea of calling a name and then, kind of invoking a sub-name under that name and stuff like that. I really liked all that. I liked the fact that it was a physical ritual. It was, doing the motion with your hand. All of that was very appealing to me, but obviously, I'm not going to call upon the name of Yahweh or, Adonai. It's just not going to happen. Adonai is the one that is prescribed in the classical ritual. And so obviously I explained in the video why you wouldn't do that as a left-hand path practitioner, whatever that may be. And especially as a sinisterist. Now, the thing about the All or the Abyss is that you need to understand the true essence of what it is. It is truly a never-ending gate. It's a never-ending realm. Because once you realize that things are interpreted through your own filter, and they come through that filter, and then that's how you receive them. Once you realize that, not to be dramatic, but of course, in terms of the left-hand path, you really are your own God in terms of what you see in this world, what you make of it, what you turn it into. And that relates to so many things in life, not just the left-hand path, although of course the left-hand path, just 100%, and we'll talk about that in the future without a doubt. But when it comes to dealing with challenges, the perspective, that you have on things, the way that you look at how people act, your own behaviors, all of this is related. So I think that I'm gonna leave it there. It's 10 minutes. I definitely plan on making longer videos on this topic. But I gotta, get going on with some things. But I hope that you enjoyed the talk. I hope that it kind of stimulated you a little bit, and I would absolutely love to hear feedback. And we are just getting rolling with this. And like I said, I really plan on bringing a path out of the darkness and presenting it to eager left-hand path practitioners who want to receive it. So, Hail Sinister Arcana, thank you very much. I hope you all have a wonderful night and happy Saturday, by the way. Thank you very much.